Getting married to a staunch politician can be draining, especially when it comes with the high cost of having to be supportive and understanding. Anna Awolowo has over the years been praised for being a strong pillar behind her husband Awolowo. Find out what she did differently. The most sincere question a man or woman can ask themselves is, what will they be remembered for after death? Would it be good or bad? This is why it is essential for every man to be conscious that this world is temporary and death is inevitable. Therefore, urging humans to leave a lasting positive legacy that would keep generations to come talking about it. Such was the case of the pioneer First Lady of the Western region. She was a devoted wife of a politician, a mother, a business and a career woman, and a philanthropist with good intentions towards society. Hannah Idowu Dideolu Awolowo was a Nigerian, a virtuous woman any man would pray to have, very supportive and would go to the extra length to see her husband succeed. She was born on November 25, 1915, during the colonial era, exactly some months away from the 1914 amalgamation. She was native of Ikenne community in Ogun State, a southwest region of Nigeria, born into a modest family embellished with core values. Hannah had a secondary education at the famous Methodist Girls High School in Lagos, obviously raised under a colonial philosophy that dominated Nigeria politics and economic landscape at the time. At her early 20s, she met her lover in person of Obafemi Awolowo. They got married on December 26, 1937, and they never saw reasons to part, despite the challenges they faced, until death separated them in 1987 when famous politician Awolowo passed away. Emphasizing on the roles she played in the politics of Western Nigeria, she became an incurable politician to enable her fit in and perfectly understood her husband's ambition on politics. She went all routes to campaign for him in order to help fulfill his dream of becoming president in the Second Republic. Also, she does everything possible. One of her unique attributes that was worthy to note was the moment she stood in for her husband during the alliance formed between the NCNC and the AG, which brought about the formation of the United Progressive Grand Alliance UPGA. While he was tried and in jail, a major aim was to contest the elections, and if she emerged victorious, would step down for Awolowo during the by-election, depicting her bravery when her husband was charged in 1963 for felony and sentenced to 10 years imprisonment. She initiated a rally for his release and was eventually pardoned 3 years after by the Yakubu Gowon government. That would have been a great relief and sense of achievement for her. Her active roles was not limited to politics. While her husband was away to study law in England, she ventured into businesses to help sustain her family. Even though Obafemi Awolowo was not initially comfortable with his wife going through such stress, but he later saw the benefit of her hard works. Her family never relied on politics proceeds, as some politicians would do. It was clear that her and her husband are patriots who just wanted to serve their nation and increase its goodness and not exploit it against the then general notion. Being a successful businesswoman with an incredible intelligence and entrepreneurial skills, she became the first Nigerian distributor for the Nigerian Tobacco Company (NTC) in 1957 and was also the first female Nigerian to import lace materials and other textiles into Nigeria. She was arguably one of the most life-changing, resourceful women and wives of Nigerian politicians of all times. Her lifestyle was worth emulating. Perhaps it was true about the conventional statement of, behind a successful man, there is a woman. Mrs. Awolowo must be in this category of a woman solidly behind her husband. Her husband was not blind to all her support, as he never stopped calling his wife his jewel of inestimable value. Apart from Hannah Awolowo's political prowess, she was identified as a philanthropist whose strong desire to extend her hands of help knew no bounds. Even after her husband's demise, she continued in doing her good. She became the encouragement her children needed, and she supported them in all their dealings. Hannah Awolowo was reported on several occasions to have donated to schools, churches, and the maintenance of her husband's memorial museum. She is up to this moment remembered for all of these. Unfortunately, Hannah Awolowo said goodbye to her dear country and the whole world at large at age 99. She died on September 19, 2015, less than few weeks to her 100th birthday. It is no doubt that she lived a life well spent. Most importantly, her contributions to the growth of the Western region during the period her husband piloted the affairs of the people. Apart from the notable titles bestowed on her, she was recognized as the prestigious woman behind the Awolowo political machine. Also, she was awarded the chieftaincy of Yeye Odua. Again, this remarkable woman was the grandmother-in-law to the Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Professor Yemi Osinbajo, who married Dolapo Soyede. Now we know where the greatness flows from. It is inherent in the family.